Hello there and welcome to the new tutorial where I will show you what is data analysis and more important to that the types of data analysis. So whenever you are doing the data analysis, have you ever wondered that your analysis is falling into which category? Well, if you know the answer of types of data analysis, then you would be very much aware about that. So in this video, I am trying to make you aware about the main question, which is what is data analysis? Along with that, the types of data analysis that is available, and this can be an interview question as well if you are a beginner or someone who are first time, let's say, going into the interview, or maybe just 1 or 2 year old. The interviewer may ask, and basically I try to understand your understanding as to how much you really know the data analysis as a process and what types of different analysis that really is available in this data analysis domain in which you can contribute. So with that, let's see what are the topics that I'm going to cover in this video. So what I will be covering, I'll be first covering what is data analysis. Just a very simple high level overview. After that, I will be covering data analysis process. What is the data analysis process? I have covered that in the previous video. If you want to skip, you can skip, but it is from a beginner point of view if you are first time watching this video. And third is the 4 types of data analysis. So what are those 4 different types of data analysis in which your analysis can fall in, or even by choosing a particular area, you can even create your career in that particular analysis. So with that, let's start with what is data analysis. So here is my definition or my understanding of data analysis based on my 15 years of experience, that data analysis is a process of finding insights from information. And that is why down there, what I have tried to show is the data. Data can be in raw format, like in an unstructured format, and it can be messed up, like messy data and all. So what we first do is we try to bring it into some sort of row and column or a flat structure, generally what we say in the data analysis, so that you can create the insights like whether your revenue, your sales is going up and down, and how is your profit and all is basically going. So this is basically your insight. So from data to information to insight. But in case of data analysis, what you basically already have is the data. So generally in the next slide, I will show you the entire process as well, and there are different people contributes for this, because this data as a category comes in the domain of those people who day in day out just work on the data gathering from various different places of the organization. That is why the data analyst or the person who is doing the data analysis is mostly concerned about what is available to them after the processing of data, on which they can do the analysis to find the insights, right? So with that, let's move on and see the data analysis process. So what is the data analysis life cycle? First thing is you identify what are the data points that you need. For example, if you are doing the analysis of, let's say, the sales planning. Now the sales planning is all about the identifying in the next year what will be the sales. So for that, what you already need to know, how many sales you are already doing, what is the growth rate, how many people you are already having, whether is there any investment plan, or is there anything that is planned for the next year. So it's basically the expenses you are trying to figure out. So basically these 4 or 5 different components is what you need to do the data analysis. In that case, first you need to identify what are all the things that you need. After that, you basically collect them, collect in the form so that they are available to you to do the data analysis. Third thing is you basically clean that. Not everything will be in a very ready to state. Sometimes they are in a pivot table sort of a structure. Sometimes there will be missing data. Sometimes there will be duplicate data. So we need to basically identify what is all the right treatment we have to do to clean our data so that it is ready for analyze. So analyze is the stage where you try to slice and dice the data from various different levels. For example, seeing the sales by geography, seeing the sales by product, finding the trend, finding the growth, and things of that nature. So once you have analyzed, finally what you do is you interpret it. And in the interpretation, you basically write your observation along with the analysis that you have created and put that in a presentation with all your findings and give it to the user as a package. So that is your data analysis life cycle. After that, what I want to talk about is basically the types of data analysis. So the very first type is your descriptive analysis. That is generally mostly the analysis that a beginner usually do. So if you are a beginner or a 1 year or 2 years experience in the data analysis domain, that's where most of the time you will find yourself. And this basically is showing what's going on in the business. So what I have is just a simple example about the growth of sales. So this is nothing but simply telling that we are growing with the certain number of percentages, and this is the timeline of the percentage. So we have just aggregate and basically telling what is going on in the business. That means with which growth we are growing. So that's basically showing that you have the 224% growth over here, which came down to 111. Then again it moved up and now it is 242%. So this is about basically making them aware or setting the baseline that this is what going on in the business, and this is what the descriptive analysis basically talks. After the descriptive analysis, you have the diagnostic analysis. So diagnostic analysis, so if you just recall from the descriptive analysis, it is about the what portion of the business, and the diagnostic analysis is the why portion of the analysis. So investigate why part of the problem, for example, why there is a sudden dip in sales or why your profit is going down. If you are trying to identify, you basically keep seeing that what is really going, why the sales are going down. Is it because of any new restrictions that is coming? Is it because of lot of returns that you are getting? So you are trying the why part of this, and this is where you actually create sort of a story. Starts with what is the sales outlook really look, or what is the sales really looks like, where the dip is present and why this dip is present. Similarly, it goes with the profit side of the thing. So this is a one step advanced to descriptive analysis, from what to why. Now let's move. If I show you the example over here, for example, you have negative growth over there, it came up and again gone down. So what's really going on over here is really a matter of concern, because after that you see there is still up and down, up and down. Here again you have the negative growth. So why these type of negative growths are coming in, we need to basically explain, or you need to basically explain if you are doing the diagnostic analysis. So first is the descriptive analysis we talked about, which is the what part of the business. Then you have the why part of the analysis, which is the diagnostic analysis. Now let's move on to the third type of analysis, and third type of analysis is your predictive analysis. Predictive analysis is about what will going to happen in future. For example, if you already know that your sales is growing with the 10% as a growth, and today if you have the X amount of sales, then tomorrow you will have the 10% increase, and that will be X plus 10%. So similarly, what it tries to do is it tries to basically see the pattern in the historical data and try to predict what will going to happen in the future. Now this analysis is important because businesses most of the time trying to make an understanding or trying to make themselves aware what are the planning that they need to do. So based on the historical trend, if you are saying that no, you will not grow from 10% but maybe 7% because it's showing the trend is coming down, then in that case they may start thinking about, okay, if this will be the case, then what sort of investment scenario or what sort of growth scenario we may need to plan to really achieve to the 10%. because whatever will be the sale or whatever will be the growth, will going to report it to the street, maybe for the financial numbers and all. And if your company is publicly listed, then in that case your stock may come down. So they basically think it from all of these angles and try to basically see based on the forecasting that we are giving on, based on the predictive analytics, they see that okay, what we really need to do in case if this scenario is happening. So this is what I have written, showing what will happen in future based on the past trends. For example, what will be the sales in the next quarter, or whether customer will default or not. Another very important use case for, let's say, the credit cards or for the loan companies. It's a very old, traditional, but still very relevant use case, because you as a company or financial company, they really want to know about these type of attributes almost on a daily basis, that based on what the customer purchase history is, based on what its spending pattern is, based on its demographics, it's all the different type of things that the customer is doing, whether they will default or not. So in that case, this becomes important, so that they become ready, they reduce their maybe I don't know the loan amount, or they don't approve the loan amount, or they reduce the credit limit and all of those things, so that the customer, before they actually doing the default, they are trying to save themselves with that particular amount. So this is why the predictive analytics is important. It tries to tell you what will going to happen in future, which is generally what we want to know as a normal human being as well. And here, with some scientific methods, you can actually accurately predict what will really going to happen with my business. After that, after the predictive analytics, so we have learned three analytics. One is the descriptive analytics, diagnostic analytics, and the the predictive analytics. After that, what you have is the prescriptive analytics. So prescriptive analytics is basically a combination of all three. What is going in the business, why it is going in the business, and what will happen into the business. Based on all the analysis that you have done, you basically try to make a conclusion based on all these analysis and advise what to do next. And generally, this is the most advanced stage of the analytics, because here, along with the analyst, you have to be a subject matter expert, or basically within a group of subject matter expert, to really evaluate the decision criteria, the investment criteria. For example, like I've shown, whether a new product should be launched or not in the new market, or whether I should become a data analyst or not, right? This is also a decision that you need to take based on all the research you may be doing. You may be seeing that, okay, what really data analysts do, why are they doing what they are doing, and whether it has the great future or not. All of these three things you will be trying to understand, whether I should really become a data analyst or not. So that's basically your prescriptive analytics that you are back in the mind doing based on whatever you are seeing, whether on YouTube, whether on promotional emails that is coming in, whether based on what you are hearing from your friends who may be or may not be a data analyst, and trying to basically see whether you should also become a data analyst or not. Similarly, companies have this decision whether they should launch a new product or not, whether they should make a particular investment decision or not. So all these analysis that we talked about, we do after that do the prescriptive analytics to conclude everything and make a decision. So these are the four different types of analytics I wanted to show you, along with what is data analysis and data analysis life cycle, so that you have a very clear idea when, if you are going into an interview or if you are having discussions with, let's say, your peers or your management, as to what are the things that you should really do, and have a very clear idea about, if you are doing something, then what you are doing. So with that, you have more and more confidence on your data analysis approach, and even have a guidance that where you need to be in your future. I mean, if you are doing the descriptive analytics, then definitely you need to move on to a diagnostic analysis, because that's a very important approach. If you are providing a great insight from a diagnostic analytics perspective, you basically earn a respect, because you are helping the business to solve some problems by identifying the cause of it. And then if you are moving from that stage to an advanced stage of predictive analytics, then it's about, along with all the what and why, you are telling what will actually going to happen if you are doing or not doing that. And then finally, after all the years of experience and all the things that you have looked into the data, if you are sitting on the table, this basically prescriptive analysis actually help you earn the seat on the table. If you have a say in making a decision, that's basically your ultimate stage of the data analyst, to where anyone would really like to go and be a part of the decision making and not just creating one analysis. So think about this, that this should be your goal, and with that, move ahead and create a path for yourself. Let me know if you have any question. I'll be more than happy to answer it. Or if you have seen anything else which I have not covered from the analytics perspective, that's basically what I know, what I have seen, what I have read about all the different types of analytics that one can do. So with that, I will sign off, and thank you so much for watching.